Okay, so now let's look at what we need to do. So we have customer coming in, okay, and then we have a waiting line and desk, okay, 60/40, but we need to add one more now. So, so we have customer going to ATM line. Okay, so now we need to change the probabilities, which are 40/40/20. So that should be 0.4, and that's 40 and 20. Okay, we can just type it in, so that'll work too. All right, and then they come to desk, so there is no change in that. Waiting line, now teller here, we have to uh, make a change. And that is, we have only two tellers, so we call them clerk. So if they are serving somebody else, you cannot serve this customer. So we need to uh, edit this. So click operations. So that opens up our operations coding window. So right now we have the wait time. Now in addition we have to say get. Okay. So now you don't have to say one, that is by default, but if you need more than one, then you have to say how many you want. So we say clerk get. Okay, so I started typing in line 2, so I go to line 1, get clerk. Okay, get clerk, and then wait for that many minutes, and then you have to free the clerk. If you don't free the clerk, then the clerk is stuck there and never will be able to help you any other uh, customer. All right, so now we have all of that entered here. Okay, so let's and then once that is done, the customers exit. So that's great. So now that part is done now. So they go to desk and join the line, come to line, get served and go. And one of the two clerks will serve the customer. Okay. Now what about ATM? Okay, so the third part is customer, say like that we took care of, this we took care of, now we have to take care of this. So that will be customer ATM line, okay, and there is no operation here, and then output is customer, destination is ATM. Okay, there is no other rule except the first one, default rule. Then we have customer, okay, location is ATM, and what happens at ATM? ATM, the customer transacts business, and that is wait normal. It can be uppercase or lowercase, and it doesn't matter. 2.5 minutes. Okay, and then the routing is customer exits. Okay, so now we have done that part also. Okay, now we'll get to the drive-through in just a second, but there is one other thing that we have to do, which is we want to keep track of the total number of customers in all of these three different places, and there are three different 2 lines and a desk and all that. So to keep track of that, we can use a variable. So we'll define a variable and we'll call that um, the ID is customer counter. Okay. So it's an integer, initial value is 0, and we want a time series statistics. Okay. So now what we need to do is to go to processing, and now we have to increment the customer arrival when they come in. Okay, so we can do that using inc. So that is increment. Okay. In function will increment by 1. So we have customer. So if you click operations, then you get some a little bit of additional help in terms of selecting the variable name. So now that customer counter. So we are incrementing customer counter. Okay, so that's good. Now, so as they come in, the count of customers is incremented by 1. Now, as they leave, right, we have to make sure that the customer count is decremented by 1. So there are 2 places through which customers coming into the building leave. One is at ATM, the other is from teller. So we get to teller. So here, so they get the clerk, get the transaction done, free the clerk, and then at this point we can say decrement customer counter. Okay, so that's going to take care of the teller. Now we have to do the same thing with ATM, and once again here we go and say decrement customer counter. Alright, so that's taken care of. So we have taken care of resource. Now we have taken care of counters. Okay, so now we need to look at the cars drive through. So we need to do the processing here. So we see car is at drive-through line. Okay, and on the destination is drive-through window, okay, which is drive-through, and then at drive-through the operation is first you have to get a clerk. So say get clerk, and then you have to wait. We have a triangular distribution 1, 2, 5 minutes, right? And then we have to free clerk. Okay, that's it. So now we have completed the model and we are ready to run it.